It's okay, baby. We're safe. We're safe. Hey, we need help.
Stop!
Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
Okay. We're not sick.
Got a couple of civilians in the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't. Oh, no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. God. Listen to me. I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby. Please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. No. No, no. Please. Please don't. Please.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Bobby W223 here, and this is my review of The Last of Us. Now, I beat this game probably about 2-3 days ago. Loved it. Definitely, in my opinion, it lived up to the hype. It's a great game, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay first. Gameplay overall was great. I love how you could fluctuate between playing it stealthy and playing it more like action oriented. You didn't have to just go one way or the other way or this, that, and the other. You could fluctuate and go back and forth between pretty much every combat situation. Now, there were a few areas here and there where obviously it made more sense to go stealthy and whatnot, but for the most part, depending on what you had in your arsenal and your equipment and everything, you could pretty much play it the way that you wanted to. Or if you get spotted, you could, run and hide for a little while and then kind of, keep going from there. You didn't have to just, it's not like if you get caught, you gotta start over or something like that. So very great. Shooting mechanics are good. Cover system's great. The melee combat, very smooth. One thing I will say about the melee, which is probably one of the few, I guess, negatives, like every now and again, the animation when you would be in the middle of attacking somebody, punch them and stuff like that, sometimes the character that you're attacking will kind of pop out of the spot that they're at, and then when you're about to do your finishing move or whatever, they'll all of a sudden kind of pop back into place. Just little weird things like that. Otherwise, the only other negative I can really think, as far as the game system kind of on like stealth and gameplay and stuff like that, there's times when you're sneaking around and you're with one of your AI partners, whether it's Ellie or Tess or whoever, and you're behind cover and you see enemies coming around the corner, and your AI partner will be at a weird angle to where they can obviously see your AI partner, but you won't be caught, you and your AI partner, like the enemy is completely oblivious. But then, if you jump out of, hiding or whatever and they see you, then obviously then they're going to start attacking. It, to me, is good and bad that they did it like that, because honestly, it will get annoying that every time my AI partner got caught, then I'm getting penalized for it. But at the same time, it does take you a little out of the realism, but it didn't happen that often for me, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But otherwise, gameplay is great. The gameplay, it does get repetitive, but the game and the story and the characters and the gameplay itself is so good that you don't really realize it until you beat the game, that you're pretty much doing the same, I say 3 or 4 things basically. It's pretty much, a combat situation will happen with either the clickers or the infected or the humans. So you're in a situation like that where you either got to sneak past the enemies, take them out or whatever, and they'll go to some other area where there's some water area. And Ellie, the girl that's with you, she can't swim, so you gotta find a pallet and you gotta bring her to the next area, and then you help her up to the next plateau, and you get a ladder or a plank to get across to the next area. And then there's a cutscene, and then you're going through different houses, picking up supplies, things like that. And it kind of just goes through those situations for the most part over and over again, but it's done so well that I don't want to say it's repetitive, but technically it is. But it's done so great that the pacing, everything's so good, you don't really notice it too much. And so going to the characters, Naughty Dog is one of the best developers when it comes to making great characters. These are some of the best characters I've seen in a game, especially the two main characters, Joel and Ellie. You really do care for these characters by the end of the game, especially Ellie. I think everybody who's played through the game, the winter scene especially was one of the most emotional parts of the game when you're playing as Ellie and basically risking your life to try and save Joel, who in the scene before when you're at the school, he falls off the balcony or whatever, and he has the metal. It's not a pipe, but like that metal prod or whatever goes through him. And I actually thought the dude was gonna die on that scene. And I like the way that they set it up because in the next scene, you just see Ellie and you're out in the forest in the winter trying to kill a deer, and you're like thinking, "Oh shit, is Joel dead?" Which honestly, I think from a plot standpoint, it would have been cool, but I'm glad from a gameplay standpoint they didn't kill him, because right before that, I mean, depending on how you play the game, you're leveling up Joel and you're getting all these supplies, all these equipment, and upgrading the character. And then, the next thing you're playing as Ellie and she has her own arsenal and her own, you know, equipment, everything like that. So you feel like you just lost all this crap that you just got with Joel. So from a gameplay standpoint, I'm glad you do play as him again after that point. But from a story standpoint, it would have been, I guess, emotionally deep if he died. But I'm kind of glad they didn't. But the sound in this game to me outweighed the visuals. I know graphically, obviously, this game is amazing. The sound quality in this game, whether you're talking about the voice acting, the music, the sound effects, everything from throwing Molotovs to, like I said, the voice acting and the music by Gustav. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's award-winning music and everything like that. The music in this game fit the game so well, and it made just the emotion, and it made you care for these characters that much more. And even in combat, the music and the different sound effects, like if you're about to get spotted, you can kind of hear a certain sound effect. Almost kind of takes me back to Metal Gear Solid, when you get like the exclamation mark and it almost kind of takes you back to that. When you're about to get caught, you can kind of hear the sound effects will kind of change. So even if you maybe didn't see the enemy, maybe he's kind of come up behind you, you don't notice him, you can hear the sound will kind of change. You're kind of like, oh shit, and you might kind of look around. On top of that, like I said, the characters, they'll let you know, hey, look out to your left. Oh, hey, watch out, this guy behind you. Like everything just goes together so great. And of course, the visuals, like I said, are unbelievable. It kind of goes without saying, one of the best graphical games I've ever seen. From just the animations to the lighting in this game is crazy. Very, very good. Wasn't too many glitches that I found. I've seen pictures from the other people have posted with weird glitches of enemies on the ceiling and just random shit like that. Me personally, I didn't really come across too many glitches outside of like the melee combat animations. Every now and again get a little funky. But other than that, this is the story in this game and the moral choices that's made in this game, and the way it kind of makes you think at the end of this game. It kind of almost tells you more about yourself and kind of like what would you do in the situations like towards the end. This is all kind of spoilers. I'll put spoilers in the description so you guys should already know. But like at the end of the game, when he straight up lies to Ellie, because he feels like, she doesn't deserve to die, even though she pretty much implies at the end of the game that she does feel like she deserves to die, especially if it means for the greater good of humanity, even if it's not guaranteed that her immunity will save the world or not. She just feels so guilty that she's seen all these people around her die, and yet she's immune to this infection, and she almost kind of feels like she doesn't deserve to be immune, so she almost kind of feels like she should have died a long time ago when she got bit. So it's kind of one of those things. If I already feel like I should die anyway, and the only way to maybe save the humanity is me dying in the process, so be it. But Joel, by the end of the game, he cares for her so much, and she's almost kind of like the daughter that got taken away from him at the beginning of the game, which took place 20 years, ago from the rest of the game. The rest of the game, the main game goes from basically 2033 to 2034 because it goes over a year span through the journey. But the beginning of the game is 2013, and he loses his daughter at the beginning of the game. When he first meets Ellie, neither one of them even like each other, but then by the end of the game, both of them care about each other so much, and Joel feels like, she doesn't just deserve to die over something that's not even guaranteed, and he just cares for her too much. And I agree, because once again, this is how good Naughty Dog is with characters and character development. I care for Ellie, who's not even real, and I'm like, yeah, like I want to save her just as much as Joel did. You know what I mean? At the end of the game, when you go into the hospital room, there's the three doctors, which I killed two of them. The first one I think was kind of automatic because the dude pulls out like the doctor knife thing or whatever it's called, and I like walked over towards him, tried to get to Ellie, and it kind of went into this like melee scene or whatever, and then killed him, shot the second guy, and that's when I realized I didn't really have to kill anybody. So I saw the little triangle button prompt with Ellie, and I took her out and saved her or whatever. And then he kills Marlene. She's telling him no, like this could be the savior of the world, and he's just like, no, I'm not doing this. So he basically makes a choice for Ellie because she's passed out, things like that. And then the last cutscene when you're controlling as Ellie and you're guys walking through this forest and you see this kind of town that's been preserved, which I can't remember, is that the town that he was with when he was with Tommy, his brother, or not? I can't remember, but anyway, that's when she tells him how she basically feels guilty about seeing Sammy and Henry die, and Tess and her friend Riley or whatever when she first got bit, and all this different stuff. And she says like, is what you said true about the whole Fireflies, and you saying that there was dozens of other people just like me that were immune, and da da da, was that true? And he's like, I swear. And she's like, okay. And I think she knows that he was lying, but she just kind of needed just to hear it. It's kind of one of those things where she almost just needed to be lied to, even though she pretty much knows he was bullshitting. But it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? And I think that she kind of just needed to hear that, so that game, from the opening scene with him lose his daughter to the end of the game with David basically trying to rape her, which is heavily implied, which was kind of the only boss fight in the game, which that shouts to Nolan North. I know that was Nolan North playing as that character David, the cannibal dude or whatever. And he's got her pinned down, and he's pretty much like saying, you don't know what I'm capable of or whatever. And he's like about to rape her, and you're like, oh shit. And then you get her dagger or whatever, and she stabs the shit out of him. And then like that scene got me. I'll put a clip of that cutscene here. We're about to wrap this up though, but great game. I say 9.8 out of 10. Looks the only little small things here and there with AI kind of breaking out of cover, and then the enemy AI not really doing anything, which kind of takes you out of the realism of this world, this beautiful world that they created, and some of the melee combat here and there got a little funky with the animations, but otherwise, this game to me was damn near perfect. I mean, yes, it is linear. I know not everybody likes linear games, but for it being a linear game, you can still go off the beaten path, and there's so many little side stories if you find all those different notes that people have left before they die, just reading their story. Which I'm hoping some of those stories will be the single player DLC that Naughty Dog's supposed to come out with. So, like for example, like the guy that was on that boat. You read all those different notes about him and everything that kind of went on with him before he died, and there's just like the different houses that you can kind of go into and explore, and just like it really makes you feel like this world is real and like this really happened, and it's great gameplay, graphics, sound, story, characters, voice acting, music, like everything. This game is great. 9.8 out of 10. If I missed anything, I'll make another video. Oh, multiplayer, which I've been playing some of the multiplayer. This is what SOCOM 4 should have been. Like this, if you like the more SOCOM style multiplayer, more team oriented multiplayer, is very fun. It's not the greatest multiplayer ever conceived, like that dude from Naughty Dog said. There's only 2 modes, so it's kind of shallow as far as having like a variety of modes, like some like for example, like a game like Halo, or Call of Duty or Battlefield, and those shooter multiplayer games. It's not heavy in different modes, but for what is there, it is very fun. It's basically 2 different modes. They're both like team deathmatch type of modes. One is where you only get 1 life, like SOCOM and other games where you get 1 life and then you die, that's it, and you spectate for the rest of the match. And then the other mode is each team has a pool of lives, and then once whichever team's lives are depleted first, and the other team wins. But pretty much all the same gameplay from the single player translates very well into the multiplayer. It's very fun. There's this little meta clan system that they have, which I don't completely understand it. It's not really like a true clan, but it's just kind of like a fake clan that you have with these fake people, or these survivors that are with you, and you have to complete certain tasks in the actual multiplayer. And like each, as you're playing, like days and weeks go by, and if you don't complete the certain task in time, people in your group will die and things like that. And then I'm not sure what happens once you've completed the whatever many weeks it is, but we'll see where they go with that, I guess. But multiplayer is fun, gameplay, the multiplayer is great. If you like team oriented multiplayer is very, very fun. Single player was great, very emotional, and yeah, check out this cutscene from the game. And yeah, it's your boy Bobby W223. Peace out.
I knew you had heart. It's okay to give up. Ain't no shame in it. I guess not. Just not your style, is it? You can try begging.
Fuck you.
You think you know me? Huh? Well, let me tell you something. You have no idea what I'm capable of. Stop! Stop!
Fucking touch me!
It's okay. It's me. It's me. It's me. Look. It's me.
He tried to...
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
No.